People think you can't have it all, top schools, beach access, and nature right outside your doorstep, but Rancho Peñasquitos proves you absolutely can. With 4,000 acres of open space and homes just 15 minutes from the coast, it's the dream spot hiding in plain sight. Trust me when I say this is San Diego living at its best, all packed into one beautiful zip code. Stick around as I break down each neighborhood and help you find the one that fits your lifestyle best. Now, before we jump into specific neighborhoods, PQ is also where my family and I call home. We moved here in 2016 from Los Angeles, and we chose this area for a number of different reasons. Number one, we could afford it, which is probably pretty high up on most of your criteria list. Number two, it's pretty centrally located to all of San Diego. I don't know where the exact middle of San Diego County is, but Rancho Peñasquitos can't be too far off. And number three, when we moved here, my son just turned 2 years old and we had another child on the way, so schools were super important to us, and PQ has some of the best schools in all of San Diego. So all these things played a big part in our decision to move to PQ, and we haven't looked back since. Now let's talk about what else makes Rancho Peñasquitos so special, because this community has a fascinating history dating back to the earliest days of California. The name Peñasquitos actually means little cliffs in Spanish, which perfectly describes the area's unique topography, especially in areas like Sunridge, Vista, and Sunset Hills, which we'll explore later. It was the first Mexican land grant in San Diego County, awarded to Captain Francisco Maria Ruiz way back in 1823. PQ, as the locals call it, spans about 6,500 acres of diverse topography with all these amazing canyons, hillsides, and ridges. What's super cool about this community is how thoughtfully it's designed. Now, the land use balance is pretty impressive. 51% residential, 34% parks and open space, and only 2% commercial areas. That's a big win for residents who want both quality living and plenty of green space. Geographically, PQ is bounded by the 15 freeway to the east, Los Peñasquitos Canyon Preserve to the south, and Rancho Bernardo to the north. 56 freeway runs east and west through the southern portion, giving you convenient access to both coastal areas and inland destinations. The most prominent natural feature has to be Black Mountain, which rises to an elevation of about 1,500 feet and serves as the defining landmark to the entire community. The views up there are just incredible, and on a clear day, you can see all the way to the ocean. Seriously, it's pretty cool. Okay, now let's head over to Park Village, one of PQ's most sought after neighborhoods, and honestly, one of my favorites. My kids also go to school in this neighborhood. But before we keep going, if you made it this far, hopefully you're enjoying the content. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You'll get the inside scoop on San Diego and its suburbs. And trust me, there's a lot more coming. Plenty of people have decided to move here after watching these videos, so maybe you'll be next. Now, Park Village really stands out as one of PQ's premier areas. It's located in the southern section of Rancho Peñasquitos, and the community was designed specifically with families in mind. You can totally tell by walking around. It's also centered around Peñasquitos Park and Park Village Elementary School, and you can see how the developers clearly put a lot of thought into the layout, creating this walkable, family-friendly environment where kids can safely travel to school without having to cross major roads. As a parent myself, I know how valuable this really is. One huge recent improvement, the addition of a connector road to Camino del Sur that provides direct access to the 56 freeway. This has been a huge game changer for residents, enhancing what has already been an ideal location. Now you can get to major employment centers and back even faster, and who doesn't love a shorter commute, right? This kind of connectivity is something we'll see as a theme throughout the PQ neighborhoods, which I'll get into more when we talk about the transportation infrastructure later. Now, when it comes to amenities, we have Peñasquitos Park, which is basically the heart of the neighborhood. It's got these great play structures, sports courts, and open green spaces where families gather all the time. You'll have kids sporting events there. They'll have movie nights in the park. It's really the center of the community. Also, Park Village Elementary School is right next to the park. It is part of the highly regarded Poway Unified School District. Another big plus is the proximity to the Del Mar Mesa Preserve. Having all these hiking and biking trails just minutes from your doorstep is something that's pretty rare in suburban communities. And the walking paths throughout the neighborhood connect homes to these community facilities, making it super easy to get around without having to drive. For everyday needs, you've got local shopping and dining options just a short distance away. You're never more than about 5 minutes from picking up groceries or grabbing a bite at Naughty Barrel, but the commercial areas don't intrude on the residential feel of the neighborhood. That's a balance that's pretty hard to find. Now let's talk about homes in Park Village. This is obviously a real estate channel. What's really interesting about this neighborhood is the range of housing options, from moderately sized family homes to these luxury properties with all kinds of custom features. And get this, the architectural styles tend to be Mediterranean inspired or contemporary, with most homes built in the late 1980s through the 1990s. Lot sizes typically range here from about 5,000 to 10,000 square feet, with some larger properties available as well. Now, the premium properties in this area often include private pools, upgraded kitchens with quartz countertops and stainless steel appliances, and these really nice outdoor living spaces perfect for entertaining. Many homes offer scenic views of the Del Mar Mesa Preserve, which is a huge selling point for these homes. But one of the biggest advantages of Park Village is its location. You're just 15 minutes from Torrey Pines State Beach and approximately 28 minutes from the San Diego airport. So you get this suburban sanctuary, but with super easy access to everything San Diego has to offer, which is basically the best of both worlds. In terms of current market trends, Park Village tends to command one of the highest prices in PQ, with homes typically starting around $1 million for attached homes and getting well into the low $2 million for more upgraded properties. But compared to coastal communities with similar amenities, you're still getting a lot more house for your money. And wait until you see the price comparisons with the townhomes and apartments we'll discuss later. The difference is pretty significant. Now let's head over to the Glens and the Bluffs areas, which represent some of the original residential development here in Rancho Peñasquitos. Okay guys, these neighborhoods have significant historical importance because they represent the earliest residential developments in Rancho Peñasquitos, the first homes being built in the 1970s. The Glens and the Bluffs are located in the central to northern portions of PQ, and what's immediately apparent is how established everything feels. There's this real sense of permanence and community that only comes with decades of neighborhood development. You can really feel the difference just walking down the streets. While these areas are often mentioned together, there are distinct differences between the Glens section and the Bluffs areas. The Glens tend to be situated in the flatter, more central areas, where the Bluffs take advantage of the elevated topography, as the name suggests. I will say, living here, you don't hear people use the words Glens or Bluffs as much. When you ask someone where they live in PQ, a lot of people will mention what elementary school they go to explain where they live. Now, one of the most distinctive features of these neighborhoods is the mature landscaping and tree-lined streets. Unlike newer developments where trees are just getting established, here you've got beautiful canopies providing shade and character. It's one of those things that you simply can't replicate in a newer community. It takes decades to achieve that kind of lush established feel. And let me tell you, these neighborhoods offer excellent proximity to community parks and facilities like most of Rancho Peñasquitos really. Ridgewood Park, Hilltop Community Park, and Canyonside Park are all within easy reach. The access to PQ's extensive trail system is another big plus, with several trailheads located near or within these neighborhoods. And when it comes to education, the nearby schools include Canyon View Elementary, Black Mountain Middle School, which are again both part of the Poway Unified School District. There's also great access to community centers offering various programs and activities like the YMCA. But what I really like about these neighborhoods is the established neighborhood connections and community vibe. You'll often see people chatting in front yards or walking dogs together, and there's a real sense that people know each other here. Now, the homes in the Glens and Bluffs areas were primarily built in the 1970s and 1980s, making some of the most mature properties in PQ. These are typically single-family homes on 5,000 square foot lots, though there are some larger lots there as well. The architectural styles reflect the areas of construction, with many homes featuring ranch or traditional designs that were popular during that period. And what's interesting is the varying degrees of renovation throughout these neighborhoods. And get this, some homes remain in mostly original condition, while others have been completely updated with modern finishes and expanded layouts. Plus, a few characteristics of these homes is their solid construction. These were built when builders weren't cutting corners, so you're getting good bones with these properties. Many have been well maintained and updated over the years, with modern kitchens, bathrooms, and other amenities that bring these classic homes into the present day. In terms of current market trends, homes in the Glens and Bluffs areas typically offer better value compared to newer neighborhoods like Park Village. Generally, prices start in the low $1 millions, with fully renovated homes commanding prices in the 1.5 to 1.6 range. And for buyers who don't mind putting in some work or updating to their own taste, these neighborhoods can represent a solid investment opportunity. But let's be honest, if you're looking for a completely move-in ready, modern aesthetic with no projects, some of these homes might require updates to match current trends. But if you value character, solid construction, and established neighborhoods, the Glens and Bluffs offer something really special that's harder to find in newer communities. All right, I am super excited to show you guys Sunset Hills because the neighborhoods really capitalize on PQ's amazing topography. Located in northern and eastern portions of Rancho Peñasquitos, these areas were primarily developed in the 1980s. And let me tell you this, the developers clearly recognize the potential of these elevated areas and created communities that maximize the spectacular views. The winding streets follow the natural ridgelines and hillsides, creating this really unique layout that's different from the more grid-like patterns you might see in other communities. Now, the standout amenity here has to be the scenic viewpoints and natural features. From many locations within these neighborhoods, you get these breathtaking vistas of the surrounding canyons and even glimpses of the ocean on a clear day. It's the kind of view that makes everyday life feel a little bit more special. I mean, imagine having your morning coffee with that kind of backdrop. Plus, these neighborhoods have super convenient proximity to Black Mountain Open Space Park, which is a major plus for outdoor enthusiasts. Having quick access to miles of hiking and biking trails is something that residents truly value here. And get this, the commercial services are nearby without being too intrusive. You're generally a short drive away from everyday necessities, but the neighborhoods maintain their peaceful residential character. There are several community facilities and parks nearby, including Black Mountain Community Park and Rolling Hills Park. These provide great spaces for recreation and community gatherings, but what's also cool about these neighborhoods is the trail access points. Many residents can walk from their front doors directly to nature trails, which is a feature that's becoming increasingly rare and valuable valuable in San Diego's suburban communities. Okay, so the housing in Sunridge, Vista, and Sunset Hills features a really interesting mix of styles and sizes. You'll find everything from moderate-sized family homes to larger executive properties, giving buyers a range of options. What's distinctive about these areas is how the properties are positioned to maximize views of surrounding hills and canyons. Homes are often situated on terraced lots or at the end of cul-de-sacs to take advantage of the spectacular views. The builders were clearly thinking of sightlines and views when designing these neighborhoods. And the winding streets and cul-de-sacs create these quiet residential enclaves that feel removed from the busier parts of PQ, even though you're not actually that far from everything. It's like a little retreat within this larger community. And architecturally, these homes typically reflect the late 1980s period when they were built, many featuring Spanish or Mediterranean influence. However, there's more variety here than in some other neighborhoods, with contemporary and traditional designs mixed in as well. Now, many homes in these areas include special features designed to capitalize on the views, such as expansive windows, multiple outdoor living spaces, and view decks. It's common to find properties with tiered backyards that follow the natural contours of the hillsides. And in terms of current market trends, homes in Sunridge, Vista, and Sunset Hills typically can start right around $1.2 million, give or take, and can go well into the higher $1 millions for properties with premium views and upgrades. I just sold one here recently for $1.725 million that had some really amazing views, and you can actually see the ocean on a clear day. The view premium is definitely reflected in the pricing, but many buyers feel it's well worth it for the daily enjoyment of such a spectacular scenery. So for buyers who value scenery and a sense of being surrounded by nature while still having all the conveniences of suburban living, these neighborhoods give you something truly special. All right, let's talk about a neighborhood that technically sits on the southwestern edge of Rancho Peñasquitos, and that of course is Torrey Highlands. Now, some people might say it's its own neighborhood, and technically it is, but if you're looking at homes around the 56 corridor, you're 100% going to come across Torrey Highlands. This area is newer than most of PQ, with development really kicking off in the early 2000s. What's great about that is you get more modern floor plans, bigger kitchens, and that open concept living that people are always asking me for. You might not always see in all of PQ. It's also super well located right off the 56 freeway off Camino del Sur, so you're basically 10 to 12 minutes from the beach and still close to everything inland. And if you're someone who likes walkability, this is one of the few places in the area where you can walk to a coffee shop, a salon, a workout class, and then grab some sushi, all without getting into your car. The heart of the community is Highlands Village Place, a mixed-use center with restaurants, shops, and services with lots of fast casual restaurants, as well as my go-to pizza place, Fresco Pizzeria. And for families, there's Westview High School, which again is part of the Poway Unified School District. You also have parks and green spaces sprinkled throughout, plus quick access to Del Mar Mesa trails for hiking and biking. So even though it's newer, slightly less suburban, and you're not sacrificing nature. So here's what you'll find in Torrey Highlands. Mostly detached single-family homes, many of which were built in the 2000s and even into the 2010s. Lot sizes tend to be smaller than places like Park Village or Sunset Hills, but the homes here are updated and have that sleek turnkey vibe. Prices start right around $1.5 million for single families and could go well into the mid $2 millions for larger upgraded homes, especially if they are on those larger lots or have those coveted canyon views. There are also newer homes over at Merge 56, which bring a more modern and vertical style living to the area. Think rooftop decks and detached garages with mixed-use convenience right downstairs. This is actually where my real estate office is too. Bottom line, if you want modern design, newer construction, and walkable lifestyle perks, Torrey Highlands is tough to beat. It's like the best of suburban living with a splash of urban flavor. Now let's switch it up and look at a different option in PQ, townhomes, condos, and apartments. They're a great way to get into the super popular area without breaking the bank. There are a lot of townhomes and apartments and condos that are spread out across the community, with a bunch of the bigger complexes sitting right on main roads and shopping areas, especially to the eastern end of PQ. These places are a big part of what makes PQ's housing mix work so well. They offer more affordable options that help more people call this great community home. Recently helped a client buy a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo for $515,000 in PQ. Most were built between the late 70s and 90s, with a few newer ones popping up recently in Torrey Highlands and Pacific Village neighborhoods. The whole idea here is smart planning, mixing different types of housing to build a more welcoming, well-rounded neighborhood. One of the biggest perks of townhomes apartment living in PQ is the shared facilities. Most of these communities include pools, recreation areas, and community spaces that residents can enjoy without the maintenance responsibilities of single-family homes. Also, many of these communities are super walkable to commercial areas, making it easy to grab coffee, pick up groceries, or enjoy a meal out without having to drive. This convenient lifestyle is something that many residents really value here. Now let me tell you something, the range of multifamily residence options in PQ is pretty impressive for a suburban neighborhood. You'll find everything from cozy 1-bedroom apartments to spacious 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages. These units typically range from about 700 square feet for a 1-bedroom apartment to about 1,800 square feet for larger townhomes. Many feature open floor plans with living spaces designed to maximize maximize available square footage. And the community features often include secured entries, covered parking, and HOA-maintained landscaping. The HOA considerations vary by development, so keep that in mind, but most include exterior maintenance, shared amenities, and sometimes utilities like water or trash service. But one of the biggest advantages of these properties is the price point compared to single-family homes. While single-family homes in PQ typically start in the low $1 millions, townhomes can be found starting in the $600,000 to $700,000 range, with condos starting right around $500,000. Not too bad by San Diego standards. This creates a much more accessible entry point into the community. Remember those Park Village homes that we mentioned earlier? You could be in the same school district for literally half the price. This is a huge benefit as many buyers are specifically looking to get into this school district. Now, in terms of current market trends, these properties tend to move quickly when priced appropriately, of course, reflecting the strong demand for more affordable housing options in such a desirable area. They also often appeal to investors due to the strong rental demand in the area as well. For many buyers, these communities represent the perfect balance of affordability and location, allowing them to enjoy all that PQ has to offer at a more accessible price point. And the best part, you're not sacrificing access to any of the wonderful community features that makes Rancho Peñasquitos so special. Now let's talk about a small but super charming corner of PQ, the Crestmont neighborhood. And if you've ever driven through Christmas Card Lane in December, you've already been here before. This is one of those neighborhoods that just feels like a community. The homes are mostly built from 1980s and early 90s, and the area is tucked into a quiet pocket near Twin Trails and Carmel Mountain Road. Peaceful, established, and super walkable with tree-lined streets and that everyone knows your name kind of vibe. But what really puts Crestmont on the map though, one word: tradition. Every December, the whole neighborhood transforms into Christmas Card Lane, with houses decked out in over-the-top decorations and handmade holiday signs. People come from all over San Diego just to see it. It's kind of a big deal here. You'll see carolers, hot cocoa stands, even hayrides, and if you're into the holidays, living here is basically like starring in your own Hallmark movie every winter. And aside from the holiday magic, Crestmont is just a great spot for everyday living. You're walking distance to Deer Canyon Elementary and Mesa Verde Middle. There are several small parks nearby, and the trail access is pretty solid, with the Los Peñasquitos Canyon just a few minutes away. Even though Crestmont feels tucked away, you're still super close to shopping and dining off Carmel Mountain Road and the 56 freeway. It's got that quiet residential feel, but you're never far from what you need. Homes in Crestmont are mostly detached single-family properties ranging from about 1,700 square feet up to about 2,500 square feet. You'll find classic two-story layouts, vaulted ceilings, and a lot of homes that have been nicely updated over the years. Prices here start right around $1.3 million, depending on the size, condition, and upgrades. But what you're really buying into though is the lifestyle and that community feel, especially during the holidays. And if you're looking for a neighborhood with good schools, a strong sense of community, and a little seasonal sparkle, Crestmont might be that hidden gem you didn't know you were looking for. And last but certainly not least, I wanted to talk briefly about a unique part of Rancho Peñasquitos that's designed for a specific lifestyle: the Junipers. This is a gated 55+ master plan community, and it's one of the newest additions to the PQ area. If you're someone looking to downsize, simplify, or just enjoy a low maintenance lifestyle in a beautiful setting, this place is definitely worth a look. Also, you have to be 50. It's located in the northeastern part of PQ near Carmel Mountain Road and Peñasquitos Drive, so it's close to shopping, dining, medical facilities, and just minutes from the 15 and 56 interchange. And what's really cool is that it's not just condos or small units. There's a mix of housing types here. They got single-family homes, townhomes, and flats, so you can find something that fits your lifestyle and physical needs without feeling like you're giving anything up. One of the biggest draws of the Junipers is its resort-style amenities. We're talking a private clubhouse, pool and spa, fitness studio, pickleball courts, and walking trails throughout the community. And the social calendar, let me tell you, it's packed. From group workouts to wine nights to hobby clubs, this is a great place to build community with people in the same season of life. Whether you're retired or just want a quieter place, this neighborhood has that vibe. The homes of the Junipers are brand new. Construction just started there about a year and a half ago, and many are still being built as we speak. Prices currently start in the $800,000 to $900,000 range and go up to the mid $1 millions, depending on the size and upgrades, of course. For brand new construction in a gated setting in central San Diego, that's actually pretty competitive. And because it's age restricted, you're getting a peaceful, quiet community that's tailored to active adults. That means fewer traffic jams, more mature neighbors, and amenities that are actually built for how you want to live now, not 20 years ago. If you or someone in your life is looking for a modern 55+ option that doesn't feel like a retirement village, then the Junipers might be your sweet spot. Rancho Peñasquitos offers a mix of neighborhoods to fit different lifestyles, whether you're after top schools, scenic views, mature landscaping, or more affordable options. From family-friendly Park Village to the scenic hills and accessible townhomes, every area has its own vibe. But no matter where you land, you'll enjoy great schools, beautiful natural surroundings, and easy access to the rest of San Diego. Best spot for you really depends on your budget and what matters most: schools, views, charm, or price. Thinking about moving to Rancho Peñasquitos or another San Diego suburb? I've helped hundreds make the move, and you could be next. Just shoot me an email at bern@off56.com or check the description below for all my contact info. And before you go, don't miss the next video I've linked below, where I walk you through two booming San Diego neighborhoods, San Marcos and Oceanside. You'll see why so many people are making the switch. I'll see you in the next one.